Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Tropical Storm Karl. So, Tropical Storm Karl, as of 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Thursday, October the 13th, has maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 1,000 millibars, and is moving south-southeast at 7 miles per hour. We also have a disturbance off the west coast of Africa with a 20% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days. Looking at the infrared satellite of Tropical Storm Karl, we can see that Karl is a heavily sheared system, as the center is right about here, and storms are being blown to the southeast of the center, as well as Karl is dealing with pretty strong northwesterly shear right now. So all the convection is to the southeast of the center. We're starting to see some rain possibly move into areas of the western Yucatan Peninsula and areas of the northern Bay of Campeche coastline. But we're going to continue to see Karl slowly move south-southeast over the next couple of days. And looking at the wind shear map, we can see that there's about 20 to 25 knots of wind shear on Tropical Storm Karl, and this is served to weaken Tropical Storm Karl over the last 12 to 18 hours, and Karl will continue to slowly weaken as it approaches the Mexican coastline. Looking at the official National Hurricane Center cone for Karl, Karl is expected to approach the northern shore of the Bay of Campeche around 1 p.m. tomorrow, and it's looking like we're going to be seeing landfall at around 1 a.m. Saturday in the north-central coast of the Bay of Campeche as a tropical depression. We do have tropical storm warnings for the northern coast of the Bay of Campeche in the blue, and we will be seeing likely tropical storm force winds or near tropical storm force winds from Friday afternoon through Saturday morning across the coastlines and a little bit inland. Looking at the intensity guidance models for Tropical Storm Karl, Tropical Storm Karl is expected to slowly continue to weaken over the next 12 to 24 to 36 hours, with the majority of the models weakening Tropical Storm Karl to a depression and then a remnant low after landfall in southeastern Mexico on Saturday. And looking at the official spaghetti model plots for Karl, in the next 24 hours, Karl is going to move within about 50 miles of the coast of southeastern Mexico in the Bay of Campeche, and we're gonna be seeing landfall in about 30 hours from now in the north-central coast of the Bay of Campeche. In the next 48 hours, it is expected to move into central areas of Mexico, and then many of the models take it back over the eastern Pacific in the next 72 to 96 hours, but we don't expect Karl to redevelop in the eastern Pacific, thankfully. And looking at the rainfall accumulation for areas of southeastern Mexico, the European model is putting about 2 to 3 inches across much of southeastern Mexico in the red areas, and where Karl's core moves onshore, we can be expecting about 4 to 6 inches per the European model. So we could be dealing with some flash flooding issues, especially where the core of Karl comes ashore and where the core dies out over land. And then looking at the GFS model is a lot less excited about rainfall. The GFS only puts 1 to 2 inches with isolated 3 inches where the core comes ashore. And if we only see 1 to 3 inches, we would be likely only seeing minor flooding issues across southeastern Mexico as a result of Karl. So it's going to be a pretty weak system but we could still be seeing some isolated to scattered flash flooding, especially if the European model solution verifies. So thanks for watching this evening's update on Tropical Storm Karl. I'll continue to update you guys on Karl until he makes landfall tomorrow evening. Stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.